have used ChatGPT, you have heard of Gemini, Claude, Llama. But do you actually know what's happening inside when you type a message and it replies? It's not magic, it's not a database of answers, and it's not just autocomplete. In the next few minutes, I will show you exactly how an LLM works. No PhD required. So, what even is an LLM? LLM stands for Large Language Model. Language model means it's trained to understand and generate human language. Large means it's been trained on an absolutely massive amount of text data. We are talking billions of web pages, books, Wikipedia, code, Reddit threads, research papers, basically a huge chunk of the internet. But here's the key thing most people get wrong. An LLM doesn't store information like a search engine. It doesn't look things up. It learned patterns from all that text. And when you ask it from something, it's predicting what the most useful, coherent response looks like based on everything it learned. Think of it like this. If you read 10,000 novels, you had start to have a feel for how stories work, how dialogue flows, what makes a sentence feel right. An LLM does the same, but with billions of examples at machine speed. So how it is trained? Now let's get into how these things are actually built. There are 3 stages. Stage 1, pre-training. Here's a simple way to think about it. You know how your phone keyboard suggests the next word before you are typing. Type happy birth and it suggests day. That's because it learned from your past messages what word usually comes next. Now imagine doing that. But instead of learning from your text, the model reads every book, every written, every Wikipedia article, every Reddit thread, billions of web pages. And instead of predicting one thread, it's predicting across trillions of examples. That's pre-training. The model's only job at this stage is to predict the next word over and over. Adjust when wrong, repeat. Do that enough times and something remarkable starts to happen. The model doesn't just learn words. It starts to understand context, facts, logic, even tone. Stage 2 is fine-tuning. Raw pre-training gives you a model that knows a lot but behaves unpredictably, like someone who has read everything but not filter. So in fine-tuning, humans step in. They give the model examples of good conversation, helpful answer, correct responses, appropriate tone. The model learns to behave, to be useful, just not knowledgeable. Stage 3 is reinforcement learning from human feedback. This is the final polish. Human raters are shown 2 responses side by side and asked which one is better over millions of comparisons. Not just what's technically correct, but what feels clear, helpful and honest. This is what turns a raw language model into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. Now how does it actually reply to you? Okay, so you open ChatGPT and type explain black holes simply. What's actually happening under the hood? First, your message gets broken into tokens. Not full words, but chunks. Explain is one token, black is another, holes is another. Even punctuation gets its own token. This is just so that model can process language mathematically. Then something called the attention mechanism kicks in. This is the secret sauce of modern LLMs and honestly one of the most elegant idea in all of the computer science. Here's the example that makes it click. Imagine you get a text, I went to the bank. Bank? Does that mean a river bank? A bank where you keep money? You don't know yet. Now you get another text. I went to the bank, the interest rates were insane. Now you know interest rates give you the context to understand bank. The attention mechanism does exactly this, but across your entire message. Every word looking at every other word, figuring out what relates to what. It's why LLMs understand nuisance, why they can follow long, complex prompts, why they don't just look at one word in isolation. Then, one word at a time, the model starts generating a response. It doesn't write the whole thing and then show you. It predicts the first word, adds it, predict the next word based on everything so far, adds that, and keeps going until the response is complete. That's why you see ChatGPT type word by word. It's not loading a pre-written answer from somewhere. It's building it live, one prediction at a time, every single time you ask. So why does large actually matter? Here's the thing that surprised most people. Small language models have existed for decades. Your emails autocomplete, language model, autocomplete on your phone, language model. But they are limited. They can finish a sentence, that's about it. What nobody expected is that when you scale these things up massively, more data, more parameters, more compute, the model doesn't just get a little better, it gets qualitatively different. It starts to reason, to solve problems it was never explicitly trained on, to write code, explain jokes, understand context across a long conversation. Researchers call this emergent behavior, capabilities that appear at scale that nobody programmed in. They just show up. And honestly, even the researchers building these models don't fully understand why. GPT-4 is estimated to have over 1 trillion parameters, each one at tiny dial, tuned during training to capture some patterns in human language. Together they produce something that feels less like software and more like thought. So here's everything in one sentence. An LLM is a model trained on massive amounts of human text that learn to predict language so well at such enormous scale that it can reason, create, explain and respond like a person. It's not looking things up. It's not retrieving answers. It's predicting based on everything it ever learned. What the most useful thing to say next actually is, that's it. That's the whole thing. If this clicked you, subscribe. I'll post every week on AI tech and how to actually understand and use these tools. So see you in the next one.